Peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel once again, where we talk all things health and healing from a holistic perspective, and today will be no different. Today is going to be a little bit different in terms of like what I'm going to be sharing with you, because today we're going to be talking a little bit about your mental health and well-being, and not only how it could shift your health and well-being, but also how it can shift and change your entire life. And one of the sayings that I have that I got from a friend of mine is no stinking thinking, okay? Around the whole idea of an attitude of gratitude, all right? No stinking thinking. And what does that mean? They did some research and they discovered that 97% of our thoughts that we have on a daily basis, and typically we have somewhere around 67,000 thoughts a day. Most of those thoughts are very repetitive, but we have around 67,000 thoughts a day. And they discovered somewhere around 87% of those thoughts are negative, okay? Negative like, I'm tired, I don't want to get up. It's Monday, I don't want to start today. Whatever it may be, I don't like what that person's wearing. I don't like what I'm wearing today. The vast majority of the thoughts that we have are negative in nature. Now, here's why that's important. The way that you think creates your reality, whether you believe it or not. And what I always tell people is, like, people don't consider that there's multiple perspectives always available. And what I mean by that is, no matter what the situation is, you can look at a perspective from your eyes looking outside. You can look at the perspective from the other person's shoes. You can look at the perspective of somebody who's totally not involved in whatever the experience is. And all of those perspectives will be different. One person can see it from both people's perspective. One person can see it from the other perspective because they've probably had the experience of the person that they're identifying with. And so what I always tell people is, because we have this lean in terms of like leaning towards negativity, leaning towards negative thoughts, it's important for us to be in a state of gratitude, to have an attitude of gratitude. And here's why that's so important for our brain health, all right? It's important for our brain health because when you go into a state of gratitude, what it stimulates dopamine to be released from the body. Now, why is that important? Our dopamine actually is our reward center. It motivates us. So the same way we have a pharmacy full of chemicals, our bodies are literally pharmacies as well too, but natural pharmacies. So our bodies can literally stimulate certain chemicals to release in our bodies that tell us, hey, that's a good job. It can stimulate chemicals from our bodies to make us unhappy. It can stimulate chemicals in our bodies to make us happy as well too. So having an attitude of gratitude has been shown to increase the amount of dopamine being released, okay? It's also been shown to increase the amount of serotonin, and serotonin is known as the happy molecule. As a matter of fact, when people are actually in a state of depression and they go into their doctor and the doctor gives them a prescription, they will give them a serotonin reuptake inhibitor, an antidepressant medication that actually increases serotonin, all right? A state of gratitude or being in an attitude of gratitude increases serotonin, okay? Not to mention a healthy gut as well too. Not only does the brain sort of respond in that way in terms of like increasing those neurotransmitters, but it also activates the prefrontal cortex as well too, all right? Where we make a lot of our decisions. So we're actually better at making decisions when we're in an attitude of gratitude. And it also stimulates the limbic system. Our limbic system is essentially our emotional system in our brains, okay? It is that sort of very ancient system in our bodies that help us react to things emotionally. Now, here's why that's important. Our attitude of gratitude stimulates the limbic system to become more emotionally intelligent. So even when it's situations where you lose someone, and it's time to grieve, or somebody breaks your heart, or you're in a situation where you don't know what you're going to do about your next rent that's coming up, whatever it may be, being in an attitude of gratitude will actually stimulate that part of the brain to make you more emotionally intelligent so that you don't get into that sort of emotional side and make emotional decisions. Okay, check out the doggy in the background here. But I think that's really important. And the reason why that's important is because life happens. No matter where you're at on the totem pole, life is going to happen. And when life happens, it's all about how you respond to it. And so being in a state of gratitude will actually help you no matter what your situation is. Now, I know what you're thinking right now. Like, how am I going to be in a state of gratitude when, I just lost the love of my life? I'm going to be in a state of gratitude when I don't have a job, or I lost my job, or my job is not paying me enough, or my job is making me sad, or my friend is no longer my friend. No matter what it may be, how's that going to help me? Let me explain how it's going to help you. Because you get to choose, okay, your perspective. All right? And I know that is a huge responsibility that nobody wants to take, because it means that no matter what the situation is, it means that you have power over it. It means that it's empowering you. And what I want people to understand is that when you do not choose the attitude of gratitude, you're not empowering yourself. And I want to encourage you to do so, okay? I'll give you an example that's personal for me. I lost my father about a year ago, a little over a year ago, okay? Now, in the first 2 months of losing my father, there was nothing you could tell me, okay? And as much as I tried to pull myself out of grieving the physical loss of my father, it was very difficult for me to hear people try to encourage me. People try to lift my spirits up because I lost somebody who was so dear and close to me. As a matter of fact, if you read my book, Life is My Guru, you'll see the dedication in that book is to my father. Okay, so my father was very, very important to me. He's an important reason why I am who I am today. So losing him and not having him on this journey meant a lot to me. It hit me here, it hit me here, it hit me everywhere. Now, here's what I'll tell you. After a little while of sort of soaking in my feelings and allowing myself to grieve, the one thought that came to me is, what could I be appreciative about this experience? Which is a very difficult question when you lose somebody you love that much. And the only thing I could come up with, which was beautiful because it was the most powerful thing, is that in losing my father's physical presence, I gained him as a spiritual angel. So now, instead of me, I never feel alone anymore. I know in my heart, I know in my mind, I know in my soul that no matter where I go, my father is with me. And since I changed that thinking, there's been so many times since I changed my thinking that I got into a situation where I was split on what to do or didn't know what to do. And out of nowhere, I got this intuition that says, go this direction. And every time since that moment that I've went in that direction, it's been positive, it's been more abundance, and it's been part of my evolution. So I just wanted to share that example with you because I know what people go through, and I understand how difficult it is to be in a state of gratitude when it's very difficult to see what there's, an opportunity to be thankful for. But what I explain to people is this: if you can find a silver lining, which I call gratitude, if you can find a silver lining of gratitude in absolutely anything in your situation, the only thing that life is going to do for you is bring you more to be thankful for, okay? You can't be more blessed in life if you're not currently thankful enough or have enough gratitude for what you currently have or who you currently are or who you currently have in your life, okay? If you can't appreciate the people in your life, then how is life going to present you with people that you want to be closer to or you want to bring in your life? If you can't appreciate the abundance, the roof over your head or the clothes on your back or the income that you currently have in your life, how can you appreciate a bigger house, more money? And I could tell you from experience and talking to people who, are doing bigger things than I am in life. And that's one of the questions that I always ask them. And they always tell me, no matter how much more you get in life, if you're not happy with where you are, you won't be happy with where you're going. So it's just so important that people realize that if you truly want to get the true gift of life, if you want abundance to pour in your life, if you want prosperity to rain down you in the form of relationships, in the form of mental health, in the form of physical well-being, in the form of, currency, love, respect, if you want that, it has to start here. It can't start outside of you. And you have to have that perspective on life. You cannot even heal yourself in a state of non-gratitude. Like, how can your body create abundance? How can your body create more? Because that's what healing is. It's more. Okay? It's more peace, because this ease is the removal, of ease, peace. How can your body create more peace when you don't even see the peace that you currently have? I'll give you a case for instance. I hear people all the time who say, I don't know why life would do this to me, in terms of like the diagnosis that they got. Cancer, high blood pressure, a stroke, a heart attack, paralysis, whatever it may be. And they'll say, I don't know why life would do this to me. I don't know why God would do this to me. And then you take them someplace where people are literally on their deathbeds, and quickly they realize what they have to be thankful for. Okay? But it's unfortunate that people have to see outside of themselves in order for them to see what they should be thankful for. There's a great sort of story that they tell where you have a collection of people who are putting the problems in the middle of a circle. And it's because God tells them, after they're complaining about their individual problems, hey, what we're gonna do, put all your problems in the middle of the circle. So they write down their problems and they put them on a piece of paper and they put them in the middle of the circle. And God does this, he mixes them up and he says, this is what I'm gonna do. Because I know you said that the cancer diagnosis that you got, it was the worst thing that I could have gave you. And he says to this person, I know you said that the worst thing that could have ever happened to you was losing your family, losing your wife and your kids. And then this person says, the worst thing that could have ever happened to me was that, in fact, I lost my parents. The worst thing that can happen to me was losing my job and not having money and being broke, blah, blah, blah. So he mixes all these things up and he tells people, hey, reach inside of the circle and take one out. So the person who doesn't have money reaches in and finds out they got cancer. The person who reaches in, who lost their wife and kids, and not losing them physically, but through divorce, now finds out he lost both of his parents. And it goes so on and so on. And at the end of the day, everybody wanted their problems back. Because your problems are for you, because your shoulders are big enough to handle them. And so the last thing I want to say is this. It's important that you know that when you embrace gratitude, that's all you can see. No matter whatever situation you got, you're late for work, cool. Why should I be thankful for this? Because this has given me an opportunity to say to myself, I should leave earlier so I could have a state of peace when I'm driving to work. Yeah, I might get there a little bit earlier, but when I get there earlier, I'm gonna start listening to a podcast to the passion that I have in my life that's gonna enable me to one day leave my job, okay? Always find that silver lining, okay? That's the beauty of taking the opportunity with every situation where you're not in a state of gratitude, and I call it being in a state of attitude. When you're in a state of attitude, and if you can find the gratitude, you can switch that. That's called alchemy. An alchemist is someone who could take something like lead and turn it into gold. Someone who could take negativity and turn it into positivity. And I want everybody out there to be an alchemist in their life. It's not only gonna change your life, but the beautiful thing is when people see you in a state of gratitude, this is when people want to give you more. When you appreciate people's conversation, they want to talk to you more. Okay, so the next time you're wanting to talk to your boss about a new opportunity, Give them an opportunity to talk to you, but be in an appreciation for the conversation. Be in appreciation with the woman of your life or the man of your life when they're talking to you about something that they're passionate about, makes them laugh, lights them up. Because when they see you do that, they're going to be inspired to ask you, what makes you light up? What makes you laugh? This is what I'm saying about gratitude. It's one of the few gifts that when you give it, you receive it back tenfold. Okay? Gratitude. And gratitude isn't what you give people in terms of like money. Gratitude is appreciation. And you will be very, very surprised how much appreciation, how far it goes with other people. And not only how far it goes with other people, but when you give appreciation to other people, how it makes you feel in turn as well too. Now, today is a very unique day. Tomorrow is my birthday, September 7th. Now I'm gonna teach you a little bit of something because I wanna give you something. That's what gratitude is about. So my birthday is September 7th, all right? September, if you look at the prefix of that, S-E-P-T, Sept usually means 7, okay? Now, we're not gonna go into it in this video, but really September is the 7th month of the year. Now, that's a whole rabbit hole I won't go down. But if we take September, which is S-E-P-T, which means sept, 7, and then October, oct, like octagon, is 8, and then November, N-O-V, which is like 11, okay? And then December, decagon, 10, okay? So September is 7. So essentially I was born on 7/7, okay? And on 7/7, my birthday tomorrow, instead of me wanting something from you, I want to give you the greatest gift of life. And that gift is this: health and wealth and well-being, okay? So tomorrow and today also, you'll have 20% off my website. So if you go to the website, if you've been looking to get a detox or looking to get a fruit box starting tomorrow for the fruit box, for the detox, my book, sea moss, whatever, on my website, you don't need a discount code. Just go to drbobbyprice.com and you'll get 20% off today, which is September 6th. And then tomorrow, my birthday, September 7th, okay? Now, starting tomorrow, September 7th, you'll not only get 20% off my website also, but you'll also get 20% off of I Heart Fruit Box, my tropical fruit box that actually comes from my tropical fruit farm. So everything from sour sop to sugar apple to guava, whatever's in season, and also always gonna be seeded, always gonna be grown naturally, you'll be able to get 20% off your next fruit box, shipped to virtually every domestic state in the United States. We've even shipped to Alaska. So that's my gift of giving to you, 20% off. Again, 20% off my website, drbobbyprice.com. This is for my subscribers because I know you guys are listening to this today. So September 7th, and then September 6th today, and then September 7th tomorrow. So, and then iHeartFruitBox.com, 20% off Saturday and Sunday. All right, so hope you enjoyed the savings. Hope you enjoy your life. Attitude of gratitude, that's how you live it. Until the next time, peace and blessings, and Godspeed.